Okay, testing. Okay, we're here. Let's go. So today I'm gonna show you how to set up controller bindings, and yeah, this is up to 16 buttons, I guess. So the buttons I have configured is from Q to 4 and from A to control. I'm gonna show you how to set those up. And I have my basic attack. I have the mouse clicky click. I could clicky click with the mouse. I could, you know, skip quests with the all that. Well, not everything, and it's not as smooth, which is probably why I'm gonna get rid of those. But I'm gonna explain how you could at least set yours up to try to mimic how I play, and I'm gonna do a little Hellux run on the setup that I make. You open up Steam. You need to have Steam, and the game needs to run through Nexon Game Launcher through this. So you just go into big picture mode. And once you're in big picture mode, you just go down here to the menu, go to settings, then you can go to controller, scroll down, and desktop layout. So this is where my key bindings are. If you want to find it, I guess you could look up Maplestory key bindings, and this is my key bindings. This is what I use. And as you see, everything is basically set up a certain type of way. And I'm going to show you how to set it up and make it make sense. I'm not going to worry about that one. I'm just going to replicate it. So we go to templates and we just go to gamepad. So first thing you want to do is set up your left joystick, which is how you move. At least for me, that's how I move. So left joystick, you turn it into a directional pad, which, you know, makes it the most sense. And then you just set it as your movement. W S A. Oh, I'm tripping. Up arrow, down arrow, left arrow, and right arrow. And then left click, I set it as E. That's for like my for this. So if I move around, I can move around. Right, this is me just using joystick. I'm not going to press the other buttons because when you do first start the configuration, they're preset to some BS, so I'm not trying to waste my cooldowns on accident. But my left click isn't working. Well, we go back to it, try again. So it's supposed to be D-pad and like this. This is how we wanted it. And then we view layout, left joystick, E key, right? There we go, now it works. I guess you have to press select apply or whatever. And just select apply and then go back to view layout, make sure it's there. Then we go edit. I'm trying to, oh, I guess, oh, how do I, oh, I'm tripping. You go to keyboard. Okay, so to set this one, you click on it, go to keyboard, and you set it to whatever. I set it to my R. That's why, you know, I try to make my stuff have sync with it, make it make sense right here. So my left is right there, and then my R is, well, Cosmic Factory. I'm gonna just put my push in. I'm gonna use it, and see, I can push in. Nice. And well, this is me actually using the mouse. So open it back up. We have that one set. I see we will layout, and now I'm going to start setting up these main buttons. So these main buttons for me is, you know, your basic movement, and your main like 3-4 abilities that you're gonna use like during mobbing and stuff like that. So my A button is my jump, and I have jump set to C. Because when I started playing this game, I was playing Dungeon Fighter Online, so I had, like, that's why I use A, S, D, and stuff for special moves because of Dungeon Fighter. Anyway, so I set that to my C key for jump. My B key I set to S, and then my X key is attack, and my Y key is D. I don't know why I haven't set it up like that. That's the muscle memory I've developed with it, and it just makes sense for me. I guess my B is like my secondary ability, X is my main ability, and Y is my probably third most used ability, basically. That's why I have them set up like that. For the left bumper, I have my left bumper set at Q and W. That's, it could be for whatever, for whichever other character. For this one, I have as my duration abilities, and I think for most of my characters I use as a duration ability. And then menu buttons, to be honest, I can't remember how I set up the spacebar and enter with this. I do remember, but I'm not going to do it. I'm actually going to set it as a different button and add a button, and just use my mouse and keyboard more for dialogue instead of just trying to full on use the controller. Might change my mind on that later. But for this one, this is my F key. My F key is usually like a burst key, or the long cooldown ability, anything like that. It could be a hyper ability, whatever I want to use. That's what I have it set as. And then I guess for start, since I never had this button set up, I'm just gonna put it at 5. Probably doesn't make sense to you, but in my head it makes sense. You gotta set it up for it to make sense for you. Don't follow me blatantly. This is, I mean, I guess it's cool to follow me blatantly because I could do bosses on this. I could do up to Lomian, or barely do up to Lomian on this. So you should try it. And this is exactly how I set it up. So I have it set it up as 5. I guess I could add another ability. And then D-pad, these are my 1, 2, 3, 4. And actually this one's 2 and this one's 3, because I want down to be 3. It makes more sense in my head. So far we have all of these. I'm just gonna go through them and show you. This is my LB, this is my RB, this is my left click, this is my right click, this is my select button, or whatever you call this 2 square button, this is my Y, this is my B, and this is my X. And that's basically every single button that we just set up. Almost every button we set up so far. I'm missing a couple. So, oh, there we go. So we just go through the D-pad now. Up, left, down, right, and then our new button. Oh, and press X. Start. Boom. That scared me. I was like, wait, what? But yeah, now we have that set up. Trying to show you how to set up control. So I don't know what other button I had control set up. No. Oh yeah, I remember why. Because I didn't want to accidentally do it. So the way you can do it is you go to full pull, and then you could go to let me see, it should be regular press, double press. There we go, double press, and I set my left trigger up to control, and that's how I use that ability. And so I don't accidentally press my burst, or if my controller drops, I accidentally press it, I just double tap it. I don't know why the threshold is so small, but there we go. So I believe that gives me more time to press it. Let me see. Let me try again. Yeah, now it's much more easier. And that's how you set up the control. So again, for the control, set it all the way back up to how it was. So this is how it will look when you first see it. You first click left trigger and you set it to control, because that's the key you want to use it for, or whatever key you want to use it, and then you press regular press to double press, and that's how you set that up. You might want to also, not through there, my bad, you want to also go through here, go through settings, and increase the double tap speed. And yeah, and should work pretty good. So I know there's probably like a little delay between ability presses, but I don't really feel it that much. And this is how it looks out there. Everything's configured with all the keys. And yeah, this is basically how I set up the one I use for the current way I play the game. Right trigger was also my mouse left click, so I could like click, but I'm gonna also set this one as my X, because X for me is my default attack. And for some bosses and stuff, you need to use the default attack. So I might as well have that one set up. I'm gonna set up an additional one where it will be my left click, and for this one we'll have it as double press, and then we can also go into settings to have it as turbo, so it makes it so it repeats itself. And we also want to do this for this one, just be able to repeat it. Yeah, we hold to repeat it. Wait, my bad, there we go. Hold to repeat it, so that means that when we hold it, we'll just keep attacking. And it's a little delay to it, but it's fine. And then for the double one, as you see, we're oh, hold on, forgot about one thing. So the joystick, the right joystick, you want to set it as a joystick mouse, and then we set this button up to R, and that makes it so we can move around with it, and we can still click. We just gotta double, what's the name, what is it called? We just gotta double press, and you see if I hold it, it just keeps clicking. So yeah, and then if we just hold regular right, it's for the attack. And that's just for bosses and, you know, CRA, so we don't have to pick up the mouse if we're just in the groove of it and we just go through door to door or whatever, right? I think that's it. Yeah, whoa, no, it is not. So this is important. I guess I'm gonna make this a chapter and say, and very important, do not forget, the skill, any skill that you want to use, you need to turn on turbo. So if I use my lunar slash and divide, as you see, it just doesn't, like, I'm holding the button and it's not repeating it like as if you're on PC. So for any ability, any slot that you want for your repeating buttons, you need to change that. The only one I have set up like that is my lunar divide. Every other button will be click. it just makes sense for me. It just works for me. But yeah, I just set that up, and we have that on low repeating rate because it doesn't matter. Uh-oh, it's not working. Boom. Wait, why isn't it working? Because that's the wrong fucking key, right, genius? So settings, and then hold to repeat. Set that bitch up. It should work when it's set low. That's why I want to show, like, you can't like fuck this shit up, basically. Yeah, it's work as normal. Let me try to turn it up to the highest, see how it looks. Yeah, this shit is bugging out when you do it that high. Let's put it on 43. Let me see what it's like on like 10. Oh, we need it on that really low rate. That's really fast. That's all we need. It's 10. And yeah. Now I feel good enough to boss, so let's everything set up. I'm gonna just go through everything one time again, little summary. So our main button set up, you just click on it, click the ability you want to use. My X, which is my main attacking ability for basically every character, also has turbo on it. I have it set at a rate of 10. And all my buttons correspond to buttons on the keyboard of A through V, with the exception of A on the controller being my jump key. Bumpers is Q and W. I guess if you use your Q and W for any duration based ability with a cooldown or anything like that, you can set double presses for more abilities if you need. But you know, that's, you know, just, it's up to you, whatever you want to do. My menu buttons, I have my F key and I have my start key slotted in, and yeah, that's basically it. The screenshot key, I do have this key. Ooh, I press B by accident. I do have this key. I guess I could set it up as something. 6. And then D-pad is up, down, left, right. So, you know, like the Senator SG code. Oh, let me go back to it. So for me, it's up, down, left, right, which is first slot, second slot, third slot, and fourth slot going counterclockwise. And that's my 1 through 4 right there. It makes sense. Triggers. So I have my full pull regular for my RT set as X, so I could hit like the horntail thing and like the boxes from CRA and shit like that without having to put on my keyboard, because I do it while I like lay down, so it's like pretty chill, you know, just bossing, you know, do your weeklies laying down chilling, you know, you're not really using your hands, you just chilling. Well, you're using your hands, but you're not up, sitting up and shit, you know. Anyway, and then I added a second command by pressing this gear button and putting extra command, and that's when I set it as my left click through there. And then I went through here, and instead of regular press, I set it as double press. For the left trigger, it's just set as double press for my control key, which is my big nuke ability, or one of my nuke abilities, depending on whatever character, whatever. My joysticks, you want to set this right joystick as joystick mouse, so you could move it around and you know, interact with things with the other buttons you have set up, if you set them up, so you don't have to switch often in between a certain string of bosses. The left joystick, which is movement, you want to set it to directional pad, and you set it up down, left, right, of course, you know, San Andreas. And then left click, I have mine set up as E. Oh, and I have my right click for this one set up as R. And that's it. And now
I'll see through your soul.